Last month, I made $24,000 in prop firm payouts with TopStep, and the whole of 2025, I have made over $300,000 in prop firm payouts. Now, if you're watching this video, watch very closely and to the end because I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems. And mainly, the idea of this video is I'm going to be showing you guys the entries and the exits and the stop loss, the targets, everything and how I trade. And well, this is one of the strategies that I teach and one of the strategies that I trade. If you want to learn more, then click the link in the description. I'm currently running a 7-day money back guarantee. The mentorship is not what you expected. Within the 7 days, I will offer you a full refund, right? So without further ado, let's get straight into the breakdown. Now, I know this is currently being recorded in January 2026. However, December was a great month for me, $24,000 in profits. And yeah, can't complain. So yeah, let's go into the breakdown now. The first one we have here on Friday. Let's break this one down. As you can see, the market opens at 9:30, which is this red candle here. You know what? I'm going to remove all these indicators on my chart because this strategy does not require any indicators, okay? So we're just going to be trading on a naked chart. We're currently on the NASDAQ. We are on the 15-minute time frame, and we're going to be trading this during the New York session. Now, the New York session starts from 9:30, which is this candle here, this red candle. Just going to remove this so we can see it more clearly. Now, look closely because what you want to focus on is you want to focus on the second candle after the market open, which will be this green candle here. Once again, we are on the 15-minute time frame, so every 15 minutes, a new candle will print, right? So, oh, let me just make this smaller. Cool. So, after every 15 minutes, a new candle will print. And what we want to do is we want to mainly focus on the second candle after the open. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be grabbing our trend line tool and we're going to be holding control so it locks onto the top of the wick. We're going to click it and then we're going to hold shift and then we're just going to drag it out like so. Do the same, control, lock in, click, shift, drag out. Now you have two lines on your chart, and these are the two important lines that you need to keep an eye on because when the next candle opens, this is when you're going to be taking your trade, right? This is a breakout strategy, right? So we're going to make this green for buys and we're going to make this red for sells. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be waiting for this candle to fully close, and once this candle has fully closed, what you want to do is you want to set a sell stop 2 points below this wick here, and then you want to set a buy stop 2 points above this wick. Now, as you can see in this example, the price just comes in, triggers us into a short, and then completely just keeps dripping down lower, 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 proceeding to do about 380 points. Now, 380 points, let me put that in perspective for you. 20 times 380, you would have made 7.6k just on this short alone, right? Now, this is only on one contract. If you traded 2 contracts, you would have made 15,000, right? 15,000, 2 contracts on a 50k account. You know, you spent how much? $89 for the note activation fee on TopStep or for 50k, and you just made 15 grand from this one single trade, right? And it goes instantly in profit, and it just drips lower all the way to the end, and then it starts making a bounce. But you know, by then you would have seen at least 15k with 2 contracts. So yeah, this is just one of the examples of the trade. Now, most importantly, you know, your stop loss, where's your stop loss going to be? Your stop loss is going to be above this high. Now, why is it going to be off this high? The reason is because, you know, if price does decide to come down, trigger you into a short and then proceed to go higher, breaking above this green line here of the second candle after the open, then this will invalidate our trade. You know, this tells us that this trade no longer will go lower. You know, we may even go higher. So because we're breaking above, you know, we're breaking market structure to the upside. But yeah, so your stop loss will be above here. Your stop loss is 75 points. So if you know on one contract, you will be risking 1.5k, and you know the profit you could be making 7.6k, like I just showed you earlier. So this was a very good example of the breakout trade. So yeah, so you know what? Let's go on to the following day. Let's have a look at the next day and see how this performs. Once again, the market opens here at 9:30. This is the first candle. This is the second candle. Now, this is the candle we're going to be focusing on. Once again, we do the same thing. get our trendline tool, hold control, click the top of the wick, shift, drag it out, got our line, and then do the same, like so. And then we're gonna just make this one red, just so it's a little bit easier to understand. Now, once again, you know what, I'm gonna go in replay mode for this one. Cool, so the second candle is formed here, and then this is when you start placing sell stops and buy stops below and above, right before the next candle is about to print. And because we already know this is going to go lower, I'm just going to put it like this. Our stop loss is going to be 100 points above this high, and then let's target a 1 to 2. Let's see. Now if we play this out, you know, we do stall out a bit. However, we do eventually come in and hit our 1 to 2 RR trade. As you can see, very simple strategy. We do come back into drawdown a bit. However, if you just keep the stop loss where it's supposed to be, which is above this high, because once again, this is an invalidation zone. So if price does ever come above and reach above this high, then our trade is wrong, right? You know, we do come up back into drawdown. However, we have our stop loss placed at the perfect place, the perfect price, you know, where it needs to be. So yeah, as you can see, that is 2 trades in a row that played out really well. You know what, let's go over one more example. Okay, cool. On this day you would have took a loss. Okay, so we're gonna go over this loss as well. It's always important to go over the losses. Always important to look back and see, you know, what we could have done better on this day, how we could have protected ourselves from this loss, you know. Okay, cool. So this is the candle you're going to be focusing on, the second candle after the open, and then, you know, you would have had your buy stop here and your sell stop down below. Now I'm going to show you something that is very important, and a way for you to identify whether this trade will go well or not. And in this example, you can see that price does come up, it wicks us in, and then it just instantly comes down, right? Now, the moment that it wicks us in to a buy, and then it starts to come down lower and lower and lower, and then proceeds to print a red candle, this is when you want to get out. This is exactly when you want to get out, because with the strategy, you want to be chasing the momentum. You know, the momentum, the trend is your friend. So yeah, the breakout requires a lot of momentum. So if you see that the momentum has died down, especially after a green candle closing like this, following by a red candle closure, this is exactly when you want to get out. So, you know, you could have easily avoided a huge loss by just getting out after seeing a red candle closure. You know, if you look at these candles here, this trade here didn't close green, right? We kept holding the momentum, going down, lower and lower. This trade here, we was already in profit. So it's always nice to hold this one out a bit, because sometimes we can come back up before we go down again. You know, market structure is formed like this, you know, it doesn't just go down in a straight line. But yeah, now I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something. Once again, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for my Discord group. Once again, we are running a 7-day money back guarantee. So if you're not happy with what you purchased, then I will offer you a full money back guarantee within 7 days. So if that sounds good, then click the link in the description and join me every single day right before the market opens. Thanks for watching, guys.